Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting. What a whipsaw day it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, good evening, good afternoon. What is good? Yeah, no rate cuts in December. How cool is that? Yeah, back to the good old dollar yield. Euro takes a sinkage to the downside. I mean, come on, it was always going to happen. I mean, let's be honest. Now, listen, we got the earnings call. Nvidia. What do you want me to say to you, ladies and gentlemen? Yet again, a stellar performance. The Blackwell chip itself blowing out records, all right? Cloud GPUs selling out. I mean, come on. If there was a time to be invested in something, it is that. But as the CEO of Google says it, if AI doesn't come through and the return on investment is not shown, which it clearly is, then it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, you got to look at it like this. Microsoft has invested money. Meta has invested money, well, borrowed money, right? Amazon has invested money. We know Jensen is smashing it with Nvidia. Is this now the time for Bitcoin to come back up? Well, we're going to know tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, because the data today for Nvidia is good for Nvidia, and I've got a question for you. Why would you buy Bitcoin and why would you buy Nvidia? Let's look at how the investor's going to see it. He's going to look at Nvidia earnings and say, there's a demand for this. And there is clearly a massive demand. Look at the investment that's going off. Their sales are out the door. They're completely blowing everything apart. What are you going to do? Are you going to invest in Nvidia because of the benefit that Nvidia has in the sense that its earnings are great and it's doing really well? So naturally investing in Nvidia is going to be the next thing. Or are you going to invest in Bitcoin because Nvidia did good? Are you going to invest in Bitcoin because Nvidia did good? Now, I hope that this is going to be enough for Bitcoin to mark up. Nearly $4 billion has left the ETF. Where are those guys going? Why would you sell now? Why would you sell before Nvidia news announcements? I mean, the rest of the gang must be stupid. Peter Thiel, he sold his stake. Why has he sold his stake? I mean, a guy like Peter Thiel, I would be surprised if he doesn't know what the results are. He has to know a friend and a friend of a friend. All right, who happens to know Jensen, who happens to know that the Blackwell sales are going crazy. So they're naturally going to be hitting. But then someone might know that we've got a problem in the future. So why would I just try and take advantage of a 4% move up in out of hours trading, which is what Nvidia is. Now, a lot of investors could come and this could be a sell the news event. When you think about it, it could be. Why? Because if things are going to go into the pan, right, then this is one opportunity for the market participants to get rid of that stock at a very good premium price. That's the question. Who knows? Rally up to 100K now, then yen rate hikes, then 83K. Yeah, this market is cooked. Well, what we're going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be... Oh, here we go. Let's jump into it. I thought I'd treat you to a live Nvidia call. How about that? Let's get with it. Come on. Let's jump in. Okay, I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to have that playing in the background for me. So you guys don't actually hear it. But anyways, whilst we're at it, let's go and have a look at what's going on. So Nvidia has done absolutely brilliant. They've absolutely smashed it. And you know what? Fair play to them. Fair play to them. Look at that. Stocks rise late on Nvidia blockbuster outlook. Completely ripped it apart with the Nvidia report. Strong growth from bumper AI chip sales. Here's the quote. Where is it? Blackwell sales are off the charts and cloud GPUs are sold out. So if you're not going to invest in Nvidia, invest in the company that helps Nvidia make these things. Right? Invest in cloud-based technology. Google smashed it on cloud. And that just goes to show where everything is really going. A new way of doing business is on cloud. We don't want nothing physical anymore. Okay? Soon we're going to have cloud. Well, it probably is, but the cloud-based GPUs that people can stream from and what have you. You don't know what the story is going to be. Here we go. Hold on. Call starts. Here we go. Listen in, gang.
Your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to Nvidia's third quarter earnings call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 again. Thank you. Toshiya Hari, you may begin your conference.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NVIDIA's conference call for the third quarter of fiscal 2026. With me today from NVIDIA are Jensen Huang, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Colette Kress, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. I'd like to remind you that our call is being webcast live on NVIDIA's Investor Relations website. The webcast will be available for replay until the conference call to discuss our financial results for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2026. The content of today's call is NVIDIA's property. It can't be reproduced or transcribed without our prior written consent. During this call, we may make forward-looking statements based on current expectations. These are subject to a number of significant risks and uncertainties, and our actual results may differ materially. For a discussion of factors that could affect our future financial results and business, please refer to the disclosure in today's earnings release, our most recent Forms 10-K and 10-Q, and the reports that we may file on Form 8-K with the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Current price action of
All our
Nvidia
statements are made as of today,
okay?
November 19th, 2025, based on information currently available to us. Except as required by law, we assume no obligation to update any such statements. During this call, we will discuss non-GAAP financial measures. You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial measures to GAAP financial measures in our CFO commentary, which is posted on our website. With that, let me turn the call over to Colette.
Thank you, Toshiya. We delivered another outstanding quarter with revenue of $57 billion, up 62% year over year, and a record sequential revenue growth of $10 billion, or 22%. Our customers continue to lean into 3 platform shifts, fueling exponential growth for accelerated computing, powerful AI models, and agentic applications. Yet, we are still in the early innings of these transitions that will impact our work across every industry. We currently have visibility to $500 billion in Blackwell and Rubin revenue from the start of this year through the end of calendar year 2026.
Wow.
By executing our annual product cadence and extending our performance leadership through full stack design, we believe NVIDIA will be the superior choice for the $3 to $4 trillion in annual AI infrastructure build we estimate by the end of the decade. Demand for AI infrastructure continues to exceed our expectations. The clouds are sold out, and our GPU installed base, both new and previous generations, including Blackwell, Hopper, and Ampere, is fully utilized. Record Q3 data center revenue of $51 billion increased 66% year over year, a significant feat at our scale. Compute grew 56% year over year, driven primarily by the GB300 ramp, while networking more than doubled, given the onset of NVLink scale-up and robust double-digit growth across Spectrum X Ethernet and Quantum X InfiniBand. The world hyperscalers, a $1 trillion industry, are transforming search, recommendations, and content understanding from classical machine learning to generative AI.
Okay.
NVIDIA CUDA excels at both and is the ideal platform for this transition, driving infrastructure investment measured in hundreds of billions of dollars. At Meta, AI recommendation systems are delivering higher quality and more relevant content, leading to more time spent on apps such as Facebook and Threads. Analyst expectations for the top CSPs and hyperscalers in 2026 aggregate CapEx have continued to increase and now sit roughly at $600 billion, more than $200 billion higher relative to the start of the year. We see the transition to accelerated computing and generative AI across current hyperscale workloads contributing toward roughly half of our long-term opportunity. Another growth pillar is the ongoing increase in compute spend driven by foundation model builders such as Anthropic, Mistral, OpenAI, Reflection, Safe Superintelligence, Thinking Machines Lab, and xAI, all scaling compute aggressively to scale intelligence. The three scaling laws, pre-training, post-training, and inference, remain intact. In fact, we see a positive virtuous cycle emerging whereby the three scaling laws and access to compute are generating better intelligence and in turn increasing adoption and profits. OpenAI recently shared that their weekly user base has grown to 800 million. Enterprise customers has increased to 1 million, and that their gross margins were healthy. While Anthropic recently reported that its annualized run rate revenue has reached $7 billion as of last month,
This is disgusting.
up from $1 billion at the start of the year. We are also witnessing a proliferation of agentic AI across various industries and tasks. Companies such as Cursor, Anthropic, Open Evidence, Epic, and Abridge are experiencing a surge in user growth as they supercharge the existing workforce, delivering unquestionable ROI for coders and healthcare professionals.
Do you know what?
The world's most important
Here we
enterprise
go.
software platforms like ServiceNow, CrowdStrike, and SAP are integrating NVIDIA's accelerated computing and AI stack. Our new partner, Palantir, is supercharging the incredibly popular ontology platform with NVIDIA CUDA-X libraries and AI models for the first time. Previously, like most enterprise software platforms, ontology runs only on CPUs. Lowe's is leveraging the platform to build supply chain agility, reducing
listen.
costs and improving customer satisfaction. Enterprises broadly are leveraging AI to boost productivity, increase efficiency, and reduce cost.
Well done.
RBC is leveraging agentic AI to drive significant
Why have I got it twice?
analyst productivity,
What the
slashing report generation
What the hell?
time
Shut
from
up.
hours to
Stop.
minutes. AI and digital twins
What
are
are you
helping
doing?
Unilever accelerate content creation by 2x
Stop.
and cut costs by
Why is she still talking?
50%.
Why
And
is the screen not
Salesforce's
going
engineering
anywhere?
team
What the
has
hell?
seen
Shush. Anyways, yeah, okay, listen, we got the gist of it. She was really boring. I was waiting for Jensen to come and jump in, but obviously he's going to speak to the actual investors. He ain't going to be jumping on no dead anyway. So, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. So I have no clear idea what happened with the earnings. Did they beat estimates? Of course they beat estimates. They violated their estimates. You're not listening to what they were saying, man. Billions is just going into this company. It's not flipping stopping. So do you understand why it's a bit difficult for the market to assume that it could crash if AI doesn't do anything? And they're getting the proof. The money's there. That's the thing. So what's going to bring it down? What, your interest rates? I mean, these guys don't think we're getting, look at that. 66.4%, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't going to be getting no rate cuts, you stupid federal. Mad love to my guy with the RTH, man. Bitcoin. I mean, NASDAQ came. This is why you trade NASDAQ. This erectile movement. It's just woo, and then it's just down, and then it's just up. It's just so good. And NASDAQ loves that daily open. Flipping loves it. Look at that. Just unbelievable price action from NASDAQ. Even the S&P just did all right. Look at that, man. Unbelievable. Bond market comes down. Investors are seeking risk on. It's happy days right now. Volatility index takes a little bit of a tumblr to the downside going into it. It's pulling back, which is what we expected them to do because we've come back into these ranges. We want to see the pullback. Happy days. But Bitcoin did not budge. Bitcoin didn't do anything. I'm so upset. I'm just so livid that Bitcoin hasn't done anything. Honestly. It's just so bad. Honestly, I just can't stand it. By the way, this is important, right? Anyone, I just saw someone talking about USAR, right? MP Materials carves out strategic 49% JV with US Pentagon and Saudi to refine rare earths. Listen, right, you've got to understand where we're going, right? We've got this AI story. Now, everything that encompasses the whole concept of AI, from rare earths that are needed, okay, to power these things, okay, to power this whole screen setup, this live stream, mad love and respect. Hit the like button. It's only free thing to do. If you want to join and pay money, do that. But if you want to do something for free, like the stream and subscribe. It costs you nothing. Anyways, drink to that. I'm exhausted this week, guys. I'm going to say it again. Anyways, they don't have any idea how much real value can't even be calculated. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, mate, it took profits on a scalp from 88,700. PA is ridiculous. I'll wait for a confirmation of the move to get back in. I'll tell you why price action isn't ridiculous. What's ridiculous is trading price action when even the investors haven't got a fucking clue where everything's going. You haven't got your data yet, ladies and gentlemen. This is an assumption of what could be happening because of the FOMC minutes. What did they say today? Here you go. Meantime, many Fed officials said it would likely be appropriate to keep rates steady. Honestly, they are wet fishes, man. Stupid librarians, not economists. They're librarians, full of shit. Honestly, barking all day, talking about, well, we did favor a rate cut. Then we thought, nah, it wouldn't be appropriate for the rate cut. Do you not understand that the yen is going down so badly that you're going to screw yourself? You're going to have to cut these rates because the yen is in a very problematic story. No one is focusing on that. I will keep reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, about the yen so that you can then look at that and then you can say to your children and your grandchildren, that bold nut job kept on banging on about this currency. Back in the day, it was 0.0006, and now we're looking at it and it's now $7 or 7 yen. Okay, wow, it's inflated, it's gone back up. Wow. Yeah, the Japanese, yeah, look at this. This is just so despicable. This is even more despicable. It's going up, and they're not doing anything. What are you doing? And dollar yen, where are you, dollar yen? 150. When will it turn? When does this thing work? When does the idea of value get tricked? I mean, this is how you know you're in a bit of a mad story. The dollar yen pair is behaving like a meme coin. This is a forex pair. You don't do this. The stocks do this, not currency pairs. All right, well they do, but you get the idea. Look, I've got targets at 158.537, and if this goes to 160, what's Japan gonna do? Don't worry, we'll just reset and just use Bitcoin instead. Hell no, because what about all the guys that are invested in the yen? What are they gonna do? Honestly, man. It just freaks me out. Gold didn't really do too well today. It made a little bit of a pump up to only come back down and prepare us for tomorrow. What's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? Good old non-farm payrolls, man. Projection coming in at 55,000, and that's what they want. They're saying it's been a soft reading, but according to this, goes here, uncertainty is running high because of the lost data and the unclear impact of tariffs. And again, and you know what the crazy thing is, right? This move to the upside on Nvidia is going to give people a reason to sell, okay? But more importantly, what you've got to take into consideration is tomorrow's data is just September's. What about October's? We don't know where we are. These minutes lean hawkish. Oh, do you know what? I had it in my head, right? I said to myself, I've been saying it to you all, that the path is not clear. We don't know where we are. Are we going to get a cut or not? The second we know where we are with the rate cuts, back in the day, we knew where we stood, all right? We didn't have explosive economies off the back of all sectors, should I say. All right. If someone found oil, everything went up in the oil industry, oil refiners, exploration, stocks, and what have you, manufacturing, everything. Oil went up when someone found big on oil. Fine. But then AI came along and completely screwed the narrative and made everyone think that the new stock market right now, the latest stock market with a market cap of nearly $6 trillion is a stock called Nvidia. That's the new stock market. That's an index, ladies and gentlemen. When you think about it, Nvidia is an index because everyone's going there and buying everything off it. They're not stopping. So unless they contract in business, all right, the problem with AI is competitive advantage. They don't care where we are in the economy. They really don't. Because with the interest rates at 4.5% and inflation up, Nvidia was making highs and highs and highs, even down to a 10-to-1 stock split. And then from there, it just shot up. So it just goes to show you the defiance of the investor with his belief and expectations of value. You're not taking it from Nvidia. You're really not. But Nvidia was subject to a lot of things. Now, when they keep on hitting their earnings, okay, it's clear as day that money is in AI. So this could actually start everything off and lead everything up to the upside. But if we don't know where we are with the interest rates, it's only going to be a shorthand of stocks, or should I say, only a small number of investors are going to pile into this. Okay, they're going to go into it and it's going to see some gains. So if you do see the stock market tanking, you might not see Nvidia dropping as aggressively unless something stupid comes in. Trump's already talking about the Trump aides see no rush to levy promised semiconductor tariffs. Okay, so we don't know where we are with the tariffs and the impact of. So if you are exploiting any of this, ladies and gentlemen, just think about it. Sell the rallies. Because we've just been told that interest rates are going to be kept. Oh, well, that changes everything now. Euro's going to keep going lower. The dollar's going to keep on going higher. Gold's going to come back down again a little bit. And the cost of business is going to hurt everyone else except Nvidia. Nasdaq's going to price that in. It's going to make a nice little reversal back up to only roll back over again. The yields are going to start moving up as standard because the rate on the dollar is going to be higher for longer. You know what? You know what would really, really mess things up? If they increase the rates. It's just bizarre. You can't go from a cutting policy to then go into a holding policy when all you've needed to do was cut. Could you imagine if they increase the interest rates? Let's get into some Bitcoin price action, understand what is going on. Bitcoin still not behaving itself. Takes a slump to the downside on NASDAQ. See, that's what I mean, that there's a clear disconnect. There is a clear disconnect with cryptocurrency. They are offloading Bitcoin, looking in the bids and the offers, just having a look at where we are with the volume and such. Let's just have a look at it from this perspective. Who's been buying, who's been selling? They ain't been doing much. They've done a little bit of buying in the last in the last 2 hours. They've done okay, but that was only off the recovery of that blue vector candle. If you look right here, they made a nice little recovery move to the upside. My guy, if you want to know about the fixed the volume profile, okay? So if you're going to look at volume profile, there is... Where did I put it all? Where have I put my volume profile stuff? I know I've got it somewhere. Is it in technicals? No. Okay. I've got it here. Fixed range volume profile. So let's just say you take this, okay? Take the fixed range volume profile or volume profile overall, okay? It's all about your settings, okay? So you see the white stuff here? So if I double click that, style, values, it's the value area high, value area low, point of control. You can change those. You don't need to work those out. TradingView will do that for you. So if you just search for volume profile on TradingView, it will give you session volume profile. That's good, okay? And or I use fixed range volume profile, all right? And the brighter side, as you can see, the dark, bright white, that's the value area high, and this is the value area low. This is the value area with the point of control, okay? So that, I hope that helps you out, my friend. Anyways, yeah, what else was I saying to you? Any questions for me, ladies and gentlemen, just to break it all down for you? Just go and have a look at Solana for a second. Solana, I flipping knew you'd going to do that. I can't believe how they behaved today. Solana went down, crypto... So NASDAQ went up, crypto went down. Such a pain in the ass. Ethereum. How many of you are on the last legs of cryptocurrency? You are the Mexican Joker. Joke's on you, bruv, because I'm Greek. What are you talking about? Mexican, man. Mad love to my guys from Mexico, but I'm Greek, bro, man. They just announced they'll be releasing the September jobs report tomorrow. They just announced it. We know they're going to release it. What are you talking about? It's been in the calendar for the past 3 days. But thank you for letting us know, my bro. Thanks, Tina. For the past few days, you've been talking about Nvidia and its impact. I don't trade stocks, but using your logic, I bought AI coins like FET, Tau, and NIR, and I'm doing well. Top man. If you bought Circle, you would have been fucked. Don't worry, I'm in the same boat. Don't worry. You heard that I was Albanian. You know what? Whatever you want me to be. Whatever. Gracias. I got the Mexicans coming out. How many of you are from Mexico? Mexico. Do you remember Dreamcast? Ready to Rumble? Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble. It was like from Monterrey, Mexico. Weighing in at 230 pounds. Ah, that was the best game ever. Yeah. Anyways, right. So, I mean, there's nothing more to say to you other than be prepared for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a rough day, man. It's excitable. It's full of movement. It's full of non-farm payrolls. And you know what? I don't have the slightest clue on what the data could be. What happened with my hair? I used to have hair, now I don't, bro. It's gone. Viva Mexico, cabrones. There's only Mexicans in it. Yes. Nice. There is only Mexicans in here. I love that. It's not over for Circle. For God's sake, man, get a grip. What's your price projection for Circle? All-time high. It's going to smack it. It is. Because there's a demand for it, man. Told you there's going to be partnerships. They're rolling out partnerships after partnerships. It's just like a sleeping drag. Coinbase did exactly the same thing. They are going to evolve massively. Well, anyway, believe me if you don't. Do you reckon Japan wants Bitcoin to run as it escapes? Hold on. Do you reckon... Wait there, hold on. Do you reckon Japan wants Bitcoin to run as its escape boat? As its scapegoat, but someone ain't letting it? I don't think Japan cares about Bitcoin. Given that it's the largest holder of US debt, it's very interesting to see why they're allowing the dollar to go up so much against the yen, and that's with tariffs. The first thing that Trump said when he came into power is he wants to sort out conversations with Japan because he doesn't like manipulation of foreign exchange. He said those exact words, all right? He doesn't like the way the Forex markets get manipulated, all right? When we assume they're talking about tariffs, they're talking about Forex because Japan has got the US by the balls. Think about it. At any moment, Japan can turn around and say, buy dollars. Let's buy dollars right now. Let's get the dollar yen down. Let's get the dollar against the yen lower because no one's going to do that other than Japan. Euro isn't going to be doing that. They don't have to do that. They don't have the problem that Japan has. Okay. But Japan has full control of the dollar. When you think about it, there's only one nation that intervenes aggressively, and that is Japan. The levels that we are at right now at 155 are consistent with Forex intervention. I'm going to show you right now, and then I'm going to let you guys crack on. Here we go. Right. Let me just log in. Whilst I'm logging in, you guys can like and subscribe. 400 of you haven't liked the stream. Only liked the stream. So mad love and respect to all of you. Happy birthday to any one of you. There we go. Forex intervention. Please, for God's sake, just work, man. All right, here we go. Check this out. Right, so come on, there we go. Right, so look, here we are in front of you is the Forex intervention chart, right? For everywhere that it's blue, this is where Japan came in and bought Japanese and bought dollars, okay? So when the dollar yen went to 150, when dollar yen went to 160, okay, they intervened, okay? When it went to 154, they intervened. When it went to 160 again, they intervened. And we are right now at 157, and it doesn't even look like we're going to pull back just yet. All right? We should be out of this. They should be dumping their dollars. They should be. I think I've got Mexican blood. Yeah. Yo, all my Mexicans, man. Share these lives to the Mexicans. I want the Mexicans up in here. Oh, God. So, yes. Dina, what about, I mean, a 4-letter word, right? And you spell the first letter wrong, which clearly sounds like T. Where are you getting Dina from? Come on, man. I'm joking, bro. Am I part of a cartel? Yes. Yes. Hold on a second. You're calling me the Mexican Joker? Are you serious? Is this what you're calling? Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's just done it again. I don't believe it. I don't believe my computer's just done that. Mexican Joker, and it's just done that. Oh, is it going to come back on? Yes. Look at that, man. Look at what my computer's done. I don't believe it, but not bad for a quick recovery, huh? Look at that shit. What a computer, I must say. It crashes and it recovers so well. You can trade the NASDAQ on BTCC. Yeah, it's just Tech 100 USDT. That's what you need to do. When altcoin season, you still looking for altcoin season? My days, man. I think we need to do some some schooling. Should we do some schooling? Just wait for altcoins to hit this 827.69. Okay. Wait for them to try and hit this on the market cap perspective. And then what you want to do is you want to reevaluate your position in the cryptocurrency market and say to yourself, there's a reason why it's still cheap and there's a reason why people ain't buying it after so long. Okay, here's the question. Here's a question for you. How many of you hold altcoins, okay, that have been very cheap in price, and you are waiting for them to go back up? All right. How many of you have bought an altcoin that is old? What is your oldest altcoin, with the exception of Ethereum and XRP? What is the oldest altcoin? Whatever altcoin it is, type in its price in this chat. Type the price in this chat. If you're all still typing 0 dot, then obviously you need to get rid of it. It's still 0 dot. Even XRP is $2, man. I know you got, I know. Look, no, just type in the prices. Type in the prices. Type the prices. I mean, yeah, don't mess with H-bar. H-bar is a beast. I'm down with H-bar. Chainlink, $13.03. There's a reason why it's that expensive. VeChain, 0.01. I swear it's been at that price. It's doing better than XRP, that is. Doing worse than XRP. Old altcoins. Yeah? Old altcoins. What do you think about Cardano in the long run? I mean, if you want to invest in a librarian, do it, bro. Good old Charles. He is a librarian who went and stole his grandfather's jumper and thought, I'd wear this to a very important interview that he always holds. Doesn't make sense, does it? Matic, Algo, yeah. Old altcoins that are really cheaply priced, like your zero dots. Yeah. What is ADA right now? Hold on. What is ADA right now? I mean, bruv, come on. Really? How do you explain that? How? How do you explain this madness? What was it? Top side, $3. They were. How do you do it? Altcoins lost over 2 million on that this year. That's light work, bro. Look, this is where I've got to say this, right? I've got to say this, okay? I'm going to say it and then I'm going to let you guys go, right? It is clear as day when you come to the truth and the realization that, and this is not to put you off anything, it's just to try and get you to just shake the bells a little bit and be like, all right, what am I in it for? All right? If you're in it for the technology, just please, just, if you're in it for the tech, then go and invest in ADA. At least it won't move or go anywhere for you to be complaining about your investment. Okay? But the truth and the reality of altcoins, and then someone will come around and say to me, Tina doesn't know about crypto cycles. All right, cool. I don't know about crypto cycles. 1 minute you're telling me the 4-year cycle is, and the next minute Michael Saylor says, I don't even need to be bothered about that anymore. It doesn't exist, kind of thing. So when that's coming from the dude that you would expect naturally to be the don of Bitcoin, given that he holds around 17,000 Bitcoin personally himself, he's got a thing or two or understanding about Bitcoin. So yeah, what I'm trying to say to you is this. When Wall Street came into crypto, you all wanted it because you wanted the liquidity. Cool. They came and took your liquidity, and now you're just stuck. Now, the expectation of Bitcoin's price to go up in the future is there. This doesn't mean Bitcoin can't go up. No, it's just cyclical. It's expansion, contraction. All right. When you've been part of a contractionary phase in the stock market, then come to me and say, have you ever been in a contractionary phase in crypto? We were at the start of 2021. We saw it fly to the upside, and then we saw it drop to the downside. We then saw it go up again and then down again. But none of you have experienced the true crash. You thought the subprime mortgage was bad? Yeah, that was in 2007, 2008. None of you were existing in crypto because it didn't exist. All right? Some of you were probably here when you were trading the idea of NASDAQ, S&P, dollar, yen, euro, the flavor, the Forex markets, futures, happy days. You know about crashes when you trade those environments. All right? But people in crypto think crypto is its own thing. It's not anymore. You can't bullshit me with the technology, because ultimately, if the technology is that good, everyone will be having it. You want the truth about the technology? Look at Nvidia. That's where the tech's going. I thought it was crypto. Nah, it's going into tech and AI. But surely it's going to go into crypto. Yeah, well, don't worry. When they'll have their time when they have the time. There's going to be too much regulation with that. Plus, it's an ETF game. Plus, it's a speculative investment. You've got Wall Street in crypto, and they've just turned it into a speculative investment. We had dreams, we had desires, strategic reserve, treasuries, the future of Bitcoin. They want a Bitcoin. They want Bitcoin. They want Bitcoin. The fucking thing doesn't go up on any good news. It goes down because they're buying it. But of course, you're all sat there. I've been seeing Twitter posts, X posts, you know, rate cuts, crypto down, stimulus, crypto down, this, crypto down. Every good bit of detail means crypto is down. So really, we need bad news for it to go back up. Yeah, that's what we need, because we need people to just lose faith in fiat. But when you've got companies like this earning $67 billion in revenue, and they look 62% year-on-year consensus of estimates of 55 billion. And then Nvidia's revenue forecast quarter was 65 billion, well above $62 billion worth of investment. I don't see them using Bitcoin. I don't see them using Bitcoin. That's $62 billion. And when you get stars of the show, right? pulling out numbers like this, why are they going to go and turn to Bitcoin for? At least they're generating a yield on it. I mean, you can generate a yield on Bitcoin, but you got to have the Bitcoin first, and you got to have enough of it. If I want to generate a yield, I'll go to Nvidia, buy myself a share, and I will earn $4.56 for every share that I hold. Not bad. What do you want me to say? I've got a headache and I'm trying to get rid of it. That's why. Got the same coffee mug. Oh, are we all got? So I got my Mexicans. I got my lacrostes. What's good? Look, I know that the problem that we've got, guys, is can you please check a stock name Plug Power? Give me the ticker symbol, bro. We need to be clear on the 50 EMA for the weekly, or it looks not bullish. You've got to understand. Look at. It's up 5% in out of hours markets. That's brilliant. Nvidia, that is. Nvidia is only going to yeah, it is only going to go up. It is. How many of you are new coming into this live stream right now that don't know about the Nvidia announcement? If Nvidia announced it was putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet, that would be insane. That's bullshit. If they put it on its balance sheet, they won't be buying too much. They would have to buy Bitcoin in the billions. Why would they need to buy Bitcoin? Why would they? Doesn't make sense for them to do it. Look at this, man. Return on equity is 121%. For every dollar they spend, they earn 121%. Do you understand what that is? You see how cash rich these mother truckers are. Oh, God, that's why it's not going to go anywhere other than up. Tino, your magic about roasting XRP and then it pumps is not working anymore. You have to do something. Yes. What about the MVRV, market cap to realized cap? Yeah, I haven't checked any of that just yet. Do you know what? Again, people use the metrics, okay? You use a lot of metrics, but ultimately you've got to understand, I watch this thing every day, okay? And when you see a bout of news, you then say, okay, that should do something good for Bitcoin. You go to Bitcoin's price, it slumps 6%. Okay, maybe that wasn't good news for Bitcoin. It was good for everybody else, but it wasn't good news for Bitcoin. Okay, what else? We're going to get rate cuts. Oh, so the yield on the dollar is going to go down. That means my purchasing power is going to be less. All right, then. Let's go and get some Bitcoin. Yeah, man, let's do it. Bitcoin goes down, the dollar goes up. Huh? What? That makes sense. Oh, they're going to influx the markets with liquidity. Oh, that's good news, isn't it? That's bullish, yeah? Bitcoin goes down. Oh, what the fuck's going on there? When the euro's outperforming Bitcoin, when gold is just gold and it's just gold, you all tried to create digital gold and got laughed at. It's unbelievable. Even the futures gold market, well, it's just crazy, this game. God, silver's back up at 51. Let's just go and have a look at stocks out of hours. Yeah, they're just sitting nicely. Where are we at? Hold on, here we go. So Google is moving up just a little bit. Microsoft is gapping. They're not doing too much right now. Nvidia is, again, erectile. It's just going crazy. Apple is going down. That makes sense. Disney's down. GameStop's down, going up. What about Meta? Where's Meta in all of this? MicroStrategy. I mean, it's convertible bond issuance. Sorry. Convertible bond issuance. When you bought at this price with the convertible bonds, you were not allowed to sell until it went up to double the price. Shit, man. Never mind. Tino, would Bitcoin ever be tax-free in the USA to promote mass adoption as a currency? The fact that you're saying tax-free tells me that even if they were to make it tax-free, right? That in itself, and we've had better reasons to pick up Bitcoin before. Because there's ways you can really move Bitcoin. Where tax is just it's just a funny thing, right? But there are so many things that you can do. You don't need to wait for a tax break. That's to stimulate people to get involved in it. What will they do with it? The whole point is to utilize the Bitcoin and put it to work. Use it as collateral. That's the art of Bitcoin. No, I want my own currency. No. You want your own currency, go and stake. All right? You can become a bank. All right? You can be your own bank in crypto. All right? But when you truly use Bitcoin for what it's worth, for what you can do with it, like Michael Saylor, he's kind of flipping it on its head. He's using the existing system to buy the Bitcoin so then he can then use the Bitcoin as collateral to do other things. Okay? But when you really know Bitcoin and know what to do with it, rather than how many liquidations are there, who's making it a treasury, who's doing this, who's doing that, why don't we research all the companies that are putting it to work staking? Why don't we research the companies that are using it as collateral for? I know what the treasury is all about, but ultimately we're only focused on the hype of who's buying it, but we don't really pay attention to who's doing what with it. That's where we should really be going. And Saylor's the guy who's doing the most with it. You know, what do you think Bitmine, Tom Lee's trying to do with his Ethereum? You know, before you know it, isn't Coinbase the one that has the most Ethereum staked? Well, he's trying to pick up as much as he can because he wants to be the one that generates the recursive off the staking. It's all just there, in my opinion. Is the bull run over? Should we start applying to McDonald's? Fuck it, yeah, let's all go. Let's all go. McDonald's in Mexico, right? Moro strategy and a true Ponzi, totally brilliant. Look, listen, everyone calls it a Ponzi scheme. You just got shafted clean. He told you can't sell this unless it goes to $600 or double in price for you to create, get your return back. You were like, okay. Nah, man. Now you're just like, sad stories. Anyways, does Trump have the power to replace Powell? No, but if he did, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, mad love and respect. I'm tired. Have yourselves a great night. Tomorrow is going to be even more chaotic. All right, so just be careful, okay? It's been a pleasure speaking to you all. Hit the like button on the way out, and I'll be tuning into you all tomorrow. Peace.